guys, so I'm finally back doing another review thanks to my friend Drew. This is his Genesis 3.8 track. So it's been a while since I've done a review, but I'm excited to get back into it. So hopefully you guys are ready too. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and check out some of my other videos after this one. And if you like it, I'd love for you to subscribe and stick around and see what else I have to offer. So without further ado, I guess let's get into this video. It's pretty much a basic overview of this car while I'm driving through the neighborhood. It's kind of lightly modified. Basically what he has done is he has ISR coilovers for suspension, and that's pretty much it as far as suspension goes. But right now it rides pretty good. It's not bad at all. The car it does look really low from the outside, but so far I haven't had any trouble with anything. As far as the interior goes, not much is really done there. It is in good condition though, because he has his own detail company. But really the only interior mod is the shift knob that he has right here. Feels pretty good. So one thing that's kind of interesting about this car, and I know this from previous times I've driven it, is that in order for it to handle well, you have to turn traction control off. The systems that I guess kind of keep you safe in this car really override your ability to go into a corner fast and have really good steering feel. So you got to adjust that, which I have traction control off right now. But you know, taking that little corner back there, it felt pretty good. These coilovers do a good job. The ride's not too harsh and it handles pretty well. Yeah, throttle response is good, so downshifting is pretty easy. So while I'm sitting here waiting, I'll quickly cover some of the other mods that are done to this thing. So I'm guessing you can probably hear, it's pretty loud. It has a muffler delete with the test pipe on it. So it's a loud setup, but you get a lot of nice crackles and pops from it. The drone, honestly, is pretty bad, but I guess that's one of those things that you kind of have to deal with if you want it to be loud. But yeah, I haven't had trouble getting in any of the gears. There's no question what gear you're in whenever you're shifting. Shifter feels a little loose, it could be a little bit tighter, but overall it's not bad. Yeah, the brakes feel really good. If I didn't mention it already, they're Brembo brakes. And they really bite and slow the car down well. So that's a huge thing to have on this car. A lot of cars I drive don't have the best brakes, so these are pretty confidence-inspiring to have. That drone's ridiculous though. It's a little bit better in 5th gear though. Just kind of cruising at 50 miles an hour in 5th gear, it doesn't sound too bad. Honestly, it handles better than I remember last time driving it. It really handles pretty well, I think, on these coilovers. I'm sure a stock one would not be this good, though. The steering just kind of feels a little numb. And I've always liked the way the Genesis has looked, but I've never had a chance to, like, actively drive one. Yeah, it's a really easy car to drive. The clutch is really light. You know exactly where it's engaging. So I think anybody can get in this car and effectively learn how to drive manual. So other things he's got done to this car. He's got yellow fog lights, some switchback turn signals on the front, and he's got an aftermarket grille that I think looks really good. And then he's also got some basic stuff done, like tint. I don't know what the percentages are on the side, but he's also got some windshield tint. And it's not like too dark or anything, but it's nice to have that kind of, it gets rid of the sun, so that's nice. So acceleration earlier that I did, I'll do another one here after this stop sign, but it wasn't like fast, but it wasn't slow. It's a good happy medium. I think overall, this car is something that someone who's learning how to drive quickly or learning how to drive manual, this is something they could get in and they could really like. like I said, Drew keeps this thing in great condition with the detail business he has. He's constantly washing it and stuff. Also, this car's for sale, so if you're interested in it, let me know and I can let him know. He's selling this, and he's going to get something pretty cool coming up. I guess this summer is when he's planning on it. I'm not quite sure. I'd have to ask him again. But, so if you're interested in one of these, this is the one to get. It's got a new motor in it with really low mileage. The car itself only has 56,000 miles on it, though. I'm kind of remembering things as I'm going along here. But he's also got BK2 taillights on it, and BK2, they're like stock wheels, but I think they look really good on this car. I like the wheels he used to have on this car better, but one of them cracked, so he ended up getting these wheels. These seats are pretty comfortable too. The bolstering isn't overbearing, but they hold me in pretty nice going around corners, and they feel pretty good. I think they'd be comfortable for a long road trip too. There's pretty good lumbar support. Yeah, it's a fun car though. The interiors of these Genesises have always seemed pretty nice to me. You know, you got leather, you got a screen right here, and also you have heated seats, which is nice to have, especially during this time of year. I think really my only complaint with this car is that the steering feels kind of numb. This really makes me miss dailying a manual. Some people think it's a pain, but I really love it. I'm trying to turn around and I just passed a house that has a Shelby in the garage and reminded me how much I want one. Accelerating while you're kind of cornering a little bit is not its strong suit, but it's fun nonetheless. Brakes are still good. It's probably one of my favorite parts about this car. Looks like there's a nice stretch of road up here, so it's got some good twist on it, and also a box truck now. All right. Me. I thought it'd be a lot more harsh than this, but it actually feels pretty good. Downshifting in this car is really rewarding. It's not hard at all. It has a great feel to it. Another thing I noticed in this car is that you don't really feel the speed all too much. Which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's fun. I really like this car. I was expecting it, no offense Drew, but I was expecting for it to be a little more disappointing and not meet the expectations I had. But it's a really fun car. You know, there's things that are left to be desired. The steering feel, you know, it doesn't have a whole lot of torque, but you know, it's a fun car. And I think somebody that's just looking into getting a fun car would find this really enjoyable. It's easy to drive. The specific one, the brakes are good, the shifter feels good, throttle response is good. It's not too touchy, but it's there. And you know, you can get these for good deals now, so I think it's a good value for the money though, overall. But you know, the handling is just one of those things you gotta kind of be aware of whenever you're driving it. It's not gonna go exactly where you want it to go. The drone is ridiculous. I can see why Drew wants to change his exhaust setup. I think something that would benefit this car a lot is having some sort of adjustable steering feel. Because to me, this feels like more of an electronic rack. There's not a whole lot of feedback from the road. So my guess is that it's electronic, and from there you have a good platform to change it up. So yeah, I guess that pretty much wraps it up. I really like this car and I enjoyed it a lot. Big shout out to Drew for letting me drive it. If you enjoyed this review, go ahead and check out some of my other ones. I got everything from a Civic EG hatch to a Shelby GT350R. So go ahead, browse through the channel. I have pretty much something for everybody. So if you see something you like, I'd really appreciate if you subscribed and stuck around and caught some of the other videos that I have that are going to be coming out soon. And it's finally starting to get a little bit warmer out, so I'll certainly have some more reviews coming up. But without anything else, I guess that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.